My name is RJ Solomon, and you're watching Cash Course. Today, we're talking about financial stress. Financial stress is an issue that many people experience, and especially so for college students who are transitioning from their home life into a completely new arena. Today, we have Dr. Megan McCoy to talk to us about what financial stress is and provide some insight on how to address it. How are you doing today, Dr. McCoy?
I'm great. I'm so excited to talk about this topic, which feels weird since we're talking about financial stress. But I think it's something that can be so powerfully helpful if we can address early.
Can you tell us a bit about what financial stress is and maybe some of its different effects on both your body and also just in general?
I think financial stress can manifest in so many different ways. I think the first one that comes to mind is just not having enough. But sometimes that not having enough is so person to person. Like sometimes you have money in your bank, but you don't have enough to spend as much as your friends are spending. Or maybe there's something you desire that you just can't make yourself buy. Or maybe you have a lot of shame and guilt about what you're spending on. So even though you technically have enough, you feel guilt or stress from your spending. So like financial stress looks so unique person to person. But bottom line is like a preoccupation, a worry about money that I would love to take away from all the students at K-State, but unfortunately is a very real part of too many. And I hope that we can provide some techniques to overcome that today.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think for students specifically, it seems like a lot of the financial stress that surrounds the issues they're experiencing is less the issue itself, and it's more like talking about the issue or even thinking about the issue. I know a lot of times when clients come in who want to budget, right, who haven't done budgeting at all in the past, they're less worried about not having enough money and more worried about talking about that money in the first place. Many clients just are afraid of it. Their parents didn't talk about it in the past. And so we as peer financial counselors are able to help them kind of address that issue and become more comfortable talking about that. Um,
Love that.
in terms of more of a professional setting outside of PowerCat Financial, what are some things you have noticed when it comes to financial stress that you can help communicate to clients to help them alleviate it?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually a therapist by training who now works in a financial planning department. And I think that interdisciplinary nature is a good thing to have talking about financial stress because financial stress doesn't exist in a vacuum. When you're experiencing financial stress, whether it's because you don't have enough or you perceive you don't have enough, it's going to impact your physical health, your mental health, and even your relational health. There's been studies that those who experience financial stress are more likely to have ulcers and headaches and not sleep. There's been studies that show that marriage, one of the often cited reasons for divorce is financial stress. And even those who have anxiety and depression have more difficulty getting out of debt as fast as someone who's not experiencing that at the moment. And it's because so often financial stress is debilitating that it makes us want to give up, or we get so overwhelmed we just shut down. And when it comes to money, the quicker we can fix things, the quicker we can address the problem, the quicker we can come up with a plan, the more quickly we'll get over it. And so the more that you can help create a plan rather than want to run away from your financial stress, the better.
I think that makes sense. And I know one thing we do at PowerCat Financial that I think really helps us as peer financial counselors understand the impact we're having and also understand where clients are when they come in is we have them complete a post-client meeting evaluation survey where they fill out how they were feeling when they came into the meeting on a scale of 1 to 10 based on their stress level, and then once again on a scale of 1 to 10 when they leave. And almost always clients are able to say they came in, they were feeling like a 6 out of 10 on a stress level. And when they leave, they're generally at least a couple of points below that because of the conversations we had with them about the issues they were experiencing. And that certainly differs from client to client. I know many clients who come in for budgeting, it's much easier to address that financial stress because often it's just talking about the money, but it can be more difficult for clients who are genuinely experiencing hardship, whether it be trying to pay for a surprise expense or just paying for tuition to come to college. So I guess how do you think it'd be best to help students who are experiencing those hardships and need to find a way to alleviate that stress, not just in the way of talking about it, but genuinely fixing it?
Yeah. There's a saying in the mental health field about separating what we know we have control to change and what we letting go of what we don't have control to change. And I think having the ability to meet with the PowerCat Financial will help students be able to differentiate those and really take charge in those things they can change and find support, whether it's friends, family, even our counseling services, to handle the stress of the things they can't fix right now. So I think that is amazing that PowerCat Financial has such a tangible impact on financial stress, because we know that probably means that you counselors are having also a tangible effect on their relational and mental health and physical health as well.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I think one thing that's big about PowerCat Financial is we're part of what's called the Wellbeing Collaborative here at K-State, which is a cohort of organizations and entities that focus on well-being, whether it be personal well-being, physical well-being, things of that sort. And so we often connect and collaborate with entities such as Lafine Health Center or the REC to allow students to not only improve their financial well-being, but also improve other aspects that are likely attached to it. Because I feel like when it comes to well-being, you can't really sort out individual aspects of it without talking about other aspects as well. And so one thing that we do, and I know probably you do as a therapist and financial planners do, is like refer out to other things that might be able to help in certain situations when it comes to those different stressors students are experiencing. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dr. Meg McCoy. It's been wonderful talking with you and hearing some of the insights you have into financial stress and financial well-being.
Thanks so much for having me, and thanks for all the work you do at PowerCat.
Thanks for watching Cash Course. I will see you next time.